When was the last time you stumbled upon something completely unexpected online? I'm not talking about that one time your aunt posted a picture of a cat in a costume. I mean something truly novel, an idea, a video, a song that you didn't even know you needed in your life. If you're drawing a blank, you're not alone. Welcome to the algorithm bubble. Algorithms are the invisible puppet masters pulling the strings behind our screens. They curate what we see, hear, and experience online with surgical precision. They know your favorite meme, the last article you skimmed, and yes, they're acutely aware of your weird obsession with cheesy early 2000s rom-coms you pretend you still don't watch. They're not just showing you what you like, they're showing you what they think you'll like. It's comfortable, it's familiar, but it's killing one of the most beautiful things about being online: serendipity. Let's rewind for a second. Once upon a time, the internet was a sprawling, uncharted wilderness. You never knew what weird, wonderful rabbit hole you might fall down. You could start your day researching about the origins of the bagel and end up knee-deep in conspiracy theories about the moon landing being staged in a Hollywood basement. But that kind of random, exploratory experience is becoming increasingly rare. These nifty, little pieces of code are designed to streamline your experience by feeding you content that you'll probably engage with based on your past behaviors. Sure, that sounds efficient. Who doesn't want to avoid the headache of sifting through the endless digital landfill that is the internet? But there's a darker side. The algorithm is like a hyper-curated playlist on steroids, and is actively filtering out the unfamiliar, the new, and the unexpected. Your world narrows and you don't even notice. You might think that with all the content out there, you've got infinite options at your fingertips, and technically you do, but that's where the paradox of choice kicks in. Sure, there's more media, more books, more videos, more everything that at any point in human history. But if you're being funneled into the same types of content over and over again, it doesn't matter how many options there are, your choices are being quietly limited. It's like walking into the world's biggest library, but every time you enter, the librarian only shows you books on the same 5 topics because that's what you picked last time. You can scream all you want about wanting to branch out, but the algorithm's like, nah, you want more cat videos, trust me. Let's dive into the psychology of it. Human brains love patterns. Familiarity is comfortable, and we're biologically wired to seek it out. The algorithm plays into this beautifully. By continuously serving up content that matches your preferences, it's feeding your brain a steady stream of dopamine hits. It's like that perfect bite of pizza you keep going back to because it tastes so damn good. But here's a problem. When everything you consume is tailored to your tastes, you lose the ability to experience anything new, and the sense of discovery that once made the internet exciting slowly slips away. A 2019 study from Stanford even suggests that living in a personalized content bubble can stifle creativity and reduce cognitive flexibility. In other words, by spoon-feeding us content we already like, algorithms are making us less creative, less open to new ideas, and less willing to explore the unknown. We're trapped in a cycle of endless familiarity, and it's messing with our brains in ways we don't even realize. So, where does this leave serendipity? The joy of stumbling upon something new, whether it's an indie band you've never heard of, or a quirky documentary about competitive marble racing, is becoming a relic of the past. Platforms like YouTube, Netflix, and Spotify claim to know what you want to watch or listen to next, but their recommendations are based on complex algorithms designed to maximize engagement, not necessarily to help you discover something new. Take TikTok for instance. Its algorithm is scary good at figuring out what you'll watch on loop for hours. The For You page is essentially a buffet of bite-sized content tailor-made to your preferences. It's fun, sure, but is it helping you stumble upon new ideas? Probably not. The viral trends on TikTok are often the result of the same videos being fed to millions of users, reinforcing groupthink, rather than encouraging diversity of thought. It's like being trapped in a digital echo chamber, where everyone is doing the same dance to the same song over and over again. Take a moment to consider the way platforms like YouTube have shaped cultural trends. Back in the day, you might stumble upon a niche video about some obscure hobby and lose yourself in that world for hours. Now, YouTube's recommendation system works overtime to keep you on the platform by suggesting videos that are eerily similar to what you've already watched. If you've been on a conspiracy theory binge, congrats. you're now getting more of the same. The algorithm has no interest in broadening your horizons. Its only goal is to keep you engaged for as long as possible. And TikTok has perfected this. The For You page knows you better than your best friend, but it also ensures you're only seeing the content it knows you'll interact with, keeping you in a loop of curated sameness. The result? Trends go viral in a matter of days, but the platform is simultaneously strangling the potential for serendipity. You're not just stumbling upon new content, you're being spoon-fed whatever's trending, whether you realize it or not. So, is serendipity dead? Maybe not entirely, but it's certainly in life support. Algorithms aren't going away, they're only going to get more sophisticated. And while they're great at showing you things you already like, they're terrible at introducing true randomness into your life. So, what's the solution? Well, some platforms are starting to experiment with ways to reintroduce serendipity into their systems. Netflix, for example, has dabbled with a shuffle play feature that's supposed to give you a more random selection of content, but it's still an algorithm doing all the picking. It's not true randomness, it's controlled randomness. If we want to bring back the joy of discovery, we may have to step outside the algorithm altogether. Seek out new sources of information, follow creators outside your comfort zone, and, this is key, be okay with getting a little uncomfortable. The internet, for all its flaws, is still an incredible place to explore, but you've got to be willing to take the reins back from the algorithm. Right now, it might feel like we're trapped in a maze of curated content, but there's still a lot of potential for discovery, if we're willing to take the wheel. Remember when gathering information meant a trip to the library, combing through endless bookshelves, or asking around in hopes of finding that obscure fact or story? Back then, randomness was the norm, and every bit of knowledge gained felt like a victory. We've come a long way from those days, and while algorithms have streamlined that process, they're just one tool in the vast landscape of the internet. The good news? We've got the privilege of using this tool in ways that can enrich our lives beyond what any previous generation could have imagined. The internet's ability to connect us to global ideas, niche communities, and resources is unprecedented. We might have to work a little harder to find those hidden gems now, but with intentionality, we can reclaim the serendipity that seems lost. Whether it's going down manual rabbit holes, seeking out under-the-radar content creators, or simply being more mindful about how we engage with digital platforms, the choice is still in our hands. And as for the future, algorithms are evolving. And thankfully they won't always operate like the obsessive ex that only texts you at 3 AM. With public awareness growing, there's hope that future systems will learn to balance engagement with actual discovery. Maybe we'll get platforms that prioritize curiosity over clickbait, or introduce features that don't just serve up the 57th video of cats knocking things off tables, as much as we love that. Who knows? AI might even help us explore the unknown, rather than just confirming we're all still into cheesy rom-coms. In a world where we can interact with anyone, learn about anything, and access knowledge from anywhere, the possibilities are endless just as long as the Wi-Fi holds up. Ultimately, the internet is still a vast and chaotic frontier. It's up to us to decide how we explore it. Sure, the algorithm will guide us, but we have the privilege of steering the ship. So why not push past the comfort zone, dig a little deeper, and embrace the weirdness that's waiting beyond the TikTok trends? Serendipity isn't dead. It's just chilling in the corner, waiting for us to get off our digital hamster wheels and rediscover it.